sing a song, and she can come up whenever she's ready. But
no pressure.
But we really thought this was a great opportunity for him to kind of take. So an example would be yesterday I gave him his gift, which was an iPod that I downloaded all the music on that I remembered from when I was like probably 0 to 10. I'm sure I was listening to it in utero based on how easy it was for me to remember it. And so as I was putting that together, I talked to him about how I remembered before we had all of this added onto the house that my Uncle Ed and my Uncle Jim would be up here, and that we would always be, there would be music going and dancing and just such a feeling of party, community. Yeah, it was just, my life consisted of
Party is right.
the Narys, the Hendersons, and here. That was sort of what I remembered my, and I love to go to Aunt Ethel's because we always got to have Dr. Pepper. I'll never forget. It was like, oh great, I'm going to get Dr. Pepper.
No wonder I love
So,
Where'd that come
He's getting it all.
Go ahead.
My camera.
Well, I don't have one memory. You've just been a part of my life. Sometime I believe, and I've loved you the whole time.
This is my niece Roxy, my sister Cynthia, girl.
yeah.
And we have been integral for years and years. I think it started when we would go camping with our mother and her dad.
Right.
And we would break down, and her dad would always get lost.
Remember when we were going to the desert and Leslie would say, "There goes Uncle Ed again," because he would always go off the 60 and we were supposed to be on the 91. I was thinking about that the other day when we went to Cindy's. Oh, and this also comes from Cindy too. That's my sister, who is the oldest of all of the kids.
Yeah.
And she talked to John, and she said that she's sorry she couldn't be here,
Yeah.
but that.
I understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sure you do. So anyway, all I can say is just from the time probably I didn't even know it, Chuck and Donna have been a part of my life, and I remember about the shoes and the night before you got married and all of those things, and it's really wonderful to have an uncle and an aunt like
When
this.
we got married,
Yes.
I didn't have black shoes. So it so happened that Ed, what's his name? What's her last name? Ed,
Had black shoes.
Ed
and you
black
borrowed
shoes that I borrowed.
Henderson.
Henderson, yes.
No, not Daddy.
Wasn't it?
Oh, not Lee.
Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, Lee. Yeah, Lee. That's my Ed Hattie's. That's my dad's youngest sister.
He was in the Navy.
Yes.
And he was
He had
staying.
black shoes.
He was staying there, so he had black shoes. So I borrowed his black shoes to get married in.
And they lived in the back house.
Right.
And that's where my cousin Little Ed was born, in the back house. So all of the Hendersons and all of the Franklins have been together from the time we were all kids and before. Anyway, but we've really been lucky to have you in our life, Chuck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Tom Shipley, and I've known Chuck Franklin since the day I was born, or probably before.
That's right.
And I'm going to make a before. Chuck and my father were probably just best of friends.
Oh,
And there's a couple things that there's one funny thing, but there's one thing I need my memories of Chuck Franklin was that they were building Mr. and Mrs. Smith's house and the house next door.
right.
Yeah.
And our home was built, and my dad helped you build the house you had. But the sense of community where at that time people come home from the war and they really had to pull together and really help each other a lot. And I think a lot of that lingers with me today when I'm reminded when I see Chuck Franklin. And we'd have barbecues when it was finished over there now and then. And the one funny note was I went over one time, my dad took me over, and maybe you guys have seen it or not seen it, but I went in the backyard, and oh my God, did Chuck Franklin have a train set. My eyes lit up. I looked at this train set and I thought, oh my God, I've never seen anything like that in my life. But I've never was so startled. But
I still have it.
well, there you go. But anyway,
And
you've
he's
been a
still
great
waiting for
friend
a boy.
and always thought the world of you, Chuck
Thank
Franklin.
you.
So anyway,
This is John Shipley,
yeah.
and he's like a nephew.
There you go.
He's like a
Anyway,
nephew.
it's just been a wonderful experience knowing Chuck and Donna Franklin and their family and being part of it. So
And where's your wife, Paula?
good looking when she's over there.
The best member of the family.
There you go. That's all.
Thanks, Paula.
No, let me just say that when I was lucky enough to meet Tom and join the Shipley family, Donna and Chuck were part of that family. So
Thank
that's
you.
how I feel, and I'm lucky they were at our wedding and every big event since then.
You've been there, yes.
You've been there with us. And you came over and put our lights up in our house. Christmas lights.
So I'm gonna go.
So,
Whoa, how did this one get in?
I'm pretty much the luckiest girl in the world. I recognize that. I'm a princess. Because I am.
Oh, but you are.
I'll own it.
You wanna be. I wanna be friends.
Wanna be. Me too. But I think I was.
You
And
were. You were a princess.
this pool and everyone here
Oh, yes.
knows the memories we have. Because Dad wanted to swim.
Oh,
So
Well, no, really, he wanted us to swim.
I have to tell you also, in my thesis at UCLA, all of these kids are in there from swimming in the pool. They were all recorded in my thesis in UCLA library. All about while some of you were playing with a snake who was the pool cleaner and they thought it was a snake, and it's all in there.
So thanks, Dad.
thank you.
Love you.
Thank you.
We need to bring in
She doesn't know.
I don't know if I can do this without crying, but
Oh,
she loved you.
I love you.
I know. Don't wait. Don't. No, you've always called me Sheen. Sheenie.
Sheenie.
Yep. So many memories.
Your dad, I miss like tomorrow.
Don't do that, Dad.
The memories all revolve around my Aunt Donna, Uncle Chuck, and my mom and dad. And swimming in this pool and watching my Uncle Chuck every morning because I stayed with Judy many times. I grew up at this house too, watching Uncle Chuck swim his laps. And just coming and staying and going on vacation with them. They took me a couple times.
Time going down the river.
Yes.
Remember going down the river, Sheen?
To UOP. Shireen used to come to UOP.
Why?
To take you.
And the horse that Judy used to have, and we used to go riding, and we were in the days when Aunt Donna had shag carpet.
that we had to
We had to leave the house for at least 3 to 4 hours during the day, and she would rake the carpet, and we were not allowed to walk on it
That's so good.
for a couple hours because she didn't want to see any footprints.
And when you did walk on it, what did you have to do?
Take our shoes off.
That's right.
And coming up here and having to eat our vegetables, but we didn't get anything to drink at dinner to wash them down with. But they were, I know, awesome memories, and I am so very lucky to have had you all these times. I love you, Uncle Chuck.